Hi lovely family, welcome back to Onyx Food Hill. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make authentic Jamaican beef patties. These beef patties are absolutely delicious and they are so crumbly. Everyone loves it in my family and I'm sure you will love it too. So I urge you to stay tuned and watch this video to the end and see how these are made. To make these authentic Jamaican beef patties, we are going to start by bringing 3 cups of all-purpose flour into a bowl. To it, we are going to be adding in some baking powder, turmeric powder, curry powder, salt, and sugar. And once we have added all of this, we are going to use a spatula to just stir everything together until well combined. And once that is achieved, start by adding some chilled shortening to the flour. So I'm going in little by little, just so that it's evenly distributed in the flour. And I'm also adding little pieces of chilled margarine to the flour as well. The margarine and the shortening are the 2 major ingredients that provides your Jamaican beef patties with crumbly and flaky texture. Once you're done adding, use your clean hands to mix the shortening and the margarine into the flour and make sure they are evenly distributed all around the bowl. And after mixing this for some time, you will notice a beautiful yellow color which is due to the turmeric you have added, which means everything is beautifully combined. And your flour should look a little bit crumbly, just like this. And once you have this crumbly texture, you can stop and add in some chilled milk. So I'm going in little by little and I'm mixing it at the same time. And I'm finally adding the last milk to the flour. Our aim isn't to over knead the dough. You just want to mix the flour and let it form a crumbly dough. Is exactly what you want to do here. You don't have to use milk like I did, but it sure adds to the taste of these beef patties. You can as well use chilled water. And once the dough has finally come together, we are going to wrap it up with a plastic wrap and then let it sit in the fridge for 30 minutes while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. And since we are making beef patties, get your beef ready. I have 600 grams of ground beef in this bowl. And to it, add in some all-purpose seasoning, homemade green seasoning, black pepper, salt, and 1 beef bouillon cube. I'm just going to crush the cube into the beef and then use my hands to mix this up. You just want to make sure we marinate the beef with all this beautiful seasoning. So mix this up with your hands until everything is well combined. And once you're done, set the beef aside. Go ahead and prepare some veggies for your filling. So I've got some carrots, onions, green pimento, spring onions, some crushed garlic, scotch bonnet pepper, and 4 sprigs of thyme. And for the thyme, I'm just going to pluck all the leaves from the sticks, and once I've plucked them out, I just use a knife to just chop them up into tiny pieces and then set all aside. Go ahead and place a medium pan on the stove top. Add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil to the pan, and once the pan is heated, go in with the onion and saute it for 2 minutes until fragrant. Once the onion is slightly translucent, go in with the crushed garlic and stir for about 30 seconds. And once it's fragrant as well, go in with the rest of the ingredients. So I'm going in with some spring onions, scotch bonnet pepper, carrots, green pimento, and the fresh thyme. And I'm just going to saute these for at least 5 minutes until they are slightly wilted. And once all the veggies are slightly wilted, and they're fragrant. Just go in with the seasoned beef and add them little by little. That way you'll be able to break up all the large lumps. And meanwhile, this is still on low heat. This way you'll be able to break up all the lumps before the whole beef gets heated. Once you have broken up all the large lumps of the beef, you can stir it up together with the rest of the veggies. Next, go in with some ketchup, some browning. The browning adds to the color of these beef patties. So because we want the beef to cook and become slightly soft, we are going in with just a little bit of water. The water will help the beef to cook and become soft the way we want. Now place a lid over the beef and let it cook for about 8 minutes until the beef is soft. And once you are sure the beef is soft enough to your liking, you can now add in some breadcrumbs. The breadcrumbs helps to absorb the remaining liquid. Stir this and let everything mix together. Once you're done with that, place a lid over and let this cook on low heat for 2 minutes. And you can now come back to it and stir. You can see you have a very beautiful filling with a smooth texture, which is exactly what you wanted. Just take a look at this. This looks so beautiful. I'm just going to turn off the heat and let it rest until it cools down completely. Let's move on to the next step. We are going to prepare the crust for our filling. So our dough has been resting in the fridge for 30 minutes. It's a little bit firm. So we are going to dust our work surface with some flour and then share the dough into two. You can share it to the size your hand can handle. So I'm just sharing this into two. And I'm using my hand to flatten this a bit. And I'm going to use a rolling pin to roll this out into a flat rectangular shape. If your dough is too tough, you rest it a little bit for it to loosen up so you can manage it. And once I've rolled this out into a beautiful shape, I'm just going to distribute the remaining shortening all over the surface of the dough. Like I told you, the shortening is what gives this Jamaican beef patty the crumbly texture. And I'm going to wrap it up a few times and then roll this out again. And once I've rolled it out, I'm still going to fold this up a few times. To create some layers on your Jamaican beef patties, you need to fold this up severally. So I'm folding this a couple of times to create those layers. And after that, I'm still going to roll this out into a flat rectangular shape, just like this. And then trim the edges and cut the dough vertically and horizontally. This will give you 4 equal crusts for your fillings. And I'm just going to set all the other wrappers aside and start working with one. And I'm using a spoon here to scoop 2.5 tablespoons of the beef fillings that we have set aside earlier on to the crust, and then wrap this up. Use your hand to gently press the edges so they come together. So we are going to use a fork to decorate the edges as well. The fork is also helping to seal up the edges so that your beef patty don't open up while it's baking. Okay, so we have created a beautiful design here. Next, we are transferring this to our baking tray lined with a parchment paper. I'll just go ahead and do the second one so you can see. So you have your wrapper ready. Scoop some generous amounts of the filling to the wrapper. Wrap this up. Use your hands to seal the edges and also use a fork to decorate and also seal the edges properly. This is the most easiest part in this recipe. It's so easy and it's fun to do. I really love this part. And once you are done with all the patties, transfer them to your baking tray. Make some egg wash with 1 tablespoon of water. Just whisk this together and use a pastry brush to brush the surface of your patties. The egg wash is what gives these Jamaican beef patties a beautiful finishing. You will see at the end of this video. So we are going to bake this in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. Once they are beautiful and golden brown on the surface, just the way you're seeing it, your Jamaican beef patties are ready. These are authentic Jamaican beef patties and they are so delicious. It's always best to make this at home. It's so delicious. Just look at the filling. Homemade are always the best. So these are so good. Just look at them. They are beautiful. They are flaky, crumbly, and so delicious. I couldn't wait. I just ate one already. It tastes so good. You can also try this at home and let me know if you like it. Definitely you will like it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed these Jamaican beef patties, and if you make this, please let me know in the comment section below. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so before you leave this platform. Thank you. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.